Hello, I am Dominic Kane, and today I'll be talking about this level I had to make for one of my classes. And basically what it is was we had to make a level. Well, I'll start playing and then I'll explain. But we had to make a level that told gameplay through story, with gameplay still being there. So I chose Fight the Dragon. I felt like it was a good editor for this. It helped me tell a story. But one thing I wanted the player when they first spawn in was to see this guard and to see this house. So if they talk to the guard, he will tell them that your wife is dead. So if you go inside, you will see that your wife is dead. And one thing I made was in this village, you can go into any one of these houses and you can talk to almost anyone in the village. You can talk to random people in there, and they might give you some side quests. They might tell you some stuff. They might not. You can go into any one of these houses. And they all have something in there that you can grab and you can use. But mainly from what I saw from the people play testing my game was all of them seemed to follow the path, except for the people that wanted to venture around a little more. And the ones that followed the path, the first thing they saw after they saw the house there, they would see this man, Old Man Quigley. And if you talk to him, he will tell you what happened to your wife and that there's a man in a castle that has killed him. So you can continue on, you'll find someone else. Find Yogi, he'll tell you that you lost his picnic basket and that there's bandits up ahead. So that, from what that tells the player to me, is that there's going to be enemies that they're going to have to face up ahead, and there's other challenges that they could do if they wish to do them. After you clear out these guys, you come over here, you stay along the path, fight some dudes. Once you clear out these guys, there'll be a few more. If the player doesn't adventure and they just follow this path all the way to the end, they'll go to the end the quickest way possible. But if they do a little adventuring, which I will in a moment, they will see that there's other things they can find. Like, for example, they listen to the doc back in the village. He tells them that there's a graveyard over here that he can go clear out for them. So if the player does that, they'll get some more rewards. But if he chooses not to, then that's fine. They'll just finish the level faster and go to the next one. So one thing about this editor is when I played the game originally, I was not a complete fan of it. I thought it was rather boring. So one of my goals when making this level was to try to make the editor more exciting to use, or not more exciting, the game more exciting to use, not the editor. But I tried to do that, and I felt like I enjoy it more, but I do enjoy it more. That's the best I could put that. From making these levels instead of just playing the levels that they gave me. So there's some loot here that the players can grab to help them along these levels. There's 3 levels total. This is the first one. The player continues. They go back up that path. There's some other loot they can grab if they choose to. I'm just gonna move on up here. So another thing I noticed when I was using this editor was that most of the levels, they seem to be kind of like dull. So what I mean by that is, I can see I made some terrain here. Most levels that I saw, they just were flat, and there was the edge of the world there, and it just looked like a void. And I felt like it was just not well enough. Like, it just didn't seem like it would fit the atmosphere. So I tried to make it look like as real as possible, like this is an actual place and this could be real. The next thing I wanted to note on was this stone here. I was trying to use that to foreshadow the next level, which is right here. So the next level, you go into a cave, and I was really hoping those rocks there could foreshadow it. Well, this is loading. And we're here. Play test. So, you talk to Black Bart here. He tells you that he doesn't want to get hurt. He needs some help. And he was a miner, and they woke up something they didn't want to wake up, and he just wants to leave. So, I was hoping that from the small things I put here, like the mine carts and the atmosphere, I can make it look like a cave. So one thing I did notice, like I was saying with the terrain, was when most other levels, they would just have it to where this edge over here would just be like a void. There would be nothing there. So I really didn't like that. So what I wanted to do is when the player looks outside of the world, it looks like there's something there. So this was telling, so when you talk to that guy back there, it foreshadows that there's skeletons and stuff up ahead, which there is, as you can see. So continuing. And it looks like it's kind of run down. I really tried to make the set design as well as I could. I tried to have the pacing of the game pretty well. I feel like it's pretty strong. It never feels like there's too much ever thrown at you at once. So you come in here, kill some more rats and spiders. You go to this chest and you get a key. So this key now opens this door up ahead. Come up to the door. There's a guy there, and it opens. Excuse me. So, another thing I wanted was, when I was making this, I felt like sometimes when I was fighting these enemies, they would just be too easy. Like, if I was just fighting the rats, for example, if I put like 3 or 4 rats down, it felt like it was no challenge. I just killed 3 or 4 rats, and it just felt like there was nothing like that was there. So I tried to make it throughout the whole time to where it's all possible, but it's never just too hard to where it's just I wanted to give up. I tried to leave enough like potion chests around, or just have it to where the enemies would try to drop some health, or just have it to where they needed something, it was there for them to be grabbed. So there's 2 paths here for this other way. They can go both. You can always backtrack, and there's also a middle path. If the player goes to the left path, they'll fight less enemies, but they won't get as much. They'll fight more rats, and if they go on the other side, they'll fight more skeletons. And if they go in the center, they'll fight a troll, which will be right here. It's not totally a mini boss, but he's a harder enemy than the usual ones he's fighting. And if he kills this, they get some better loot that they can use for the rest of the level. Most of it's potions. You get some actual stuff they can use on, and you get some gold if you get it. So continuing, I thought the set design fit well for this to make it look like a cave. I think it fit well, but most people that I got feedback from, they said it looked fine. So after you completed all that, I thought everything here looked well, and the pacing was excuse me, I don't know, coming back from a cold. But anyway, I thought the pacing was well. But after you get over here, you fight the skeleton thing here, which I never really had a hard time fighting. It seemed pretty easy. You end him real quick. And that's that. So there's some more shit design here. I wanted to make it look like these miners came in here and they dug something up, which they did, for example. That's why there was the first one, but they didn't think too much of it, and they kept mining, and then they realized they dug too far. And that's why back there, I had the, I'll just go to it real quick. Back here, I had the tracks N and the scaffoldings N, because they got this far and they realized there's something here, and they shouldn't be here. So that's why also with this troll here, I added oh jeez. With the troll here, I had a lot more dead bodies around them because it looked like excuse me. Alright. With these trolls here, and with this troll that was here, I had a lot more dead bodies around it. So it looks like when the miners came over here, they found it and they realized that they were over their head for what they were mining for, and it was just not smart. They should just stop. Which is why I made the scaffolding stop, and they never finished the mine. But continuing, at the end here, you get another loot chest, And you talk to that same guy you talked to before. Oh, God. This is awful. But, talk to the same guy from before. He said, well, thanks. Appreciated what you did. And then if you notice the green here, I put these green crystals here to show the foreshadow of the next level that you'll see that... Nope, gotta finish. That the next level, you start off in the cave and then you go to a castle that... The castle is where the guy that killed your wife is. So if you come in here, the playtest, that guy's still here because you're still in that cave. You talk to him and say, hey, you gotta help me get out of here. Thanks for... And he tells you that he foreshadows that there's the king's up here, and he's not sure why you would ever even want to challenge that sort of man. But I put the green here again to show that you're still in that cave. That cave leads to this castle, so that is also right here. You come in, fight some of the guards. Continue. And then if the player ever ventures around, I wanted to make it look like this was like a storage room kind of. So if the player doesn't venture around, they can find some chests and stuff they can use in here for the rest of the level, or some loot that they can have. If they come up here, break some boxes, make your way through. There's a chest in here, and then get some sick stuff from it. Well, that's just something I wanted to add, so it looked like a storage room down here. And if the player really wanted to, if they wanted to adventure a little bit, they could find it. But if they didn't want to, after you kill those guys, you come straight up here, and you go to a left, and there's some stairs, that's teleporting stairs. You teleport to the next area. Next area, you go to the checkpoint, and one thing I wanted, what I liked was, I got it to right after they step on the checkpoint, because that's the first thing they see, they get attacked. And then once they get attacked, they can explore, they can do what they want. But it doesn't matter which way they go, they'll end up in the same way, which I'll show. But they'll fight groups of enemies along the line. So I'll show you the first way. We'll just take the left way. There's some stuff here they can grab. They come over here. Some more stuff. I wanted to make it so they had a lot, so when they fought the guy at the end, they were able to be prepared for it. So there's these guards up against the door here. One of them, which is this one, for example, drops the key to open the door. So once you kill him, and the other one, you go inside, and then you fight the boss, or the king rather. Oh, jeez, it's awful. So once he finally does. There's some more loot here they can grab. Help them along the way. Take one of these. But if you went the other way, it's the same exact thing. The only thing is that they would have fought these group of guys. Awesome. So that was the only difference. I really thought the set design fit well here. It seemed like a castle. It seemed like everything had a flow. Oh God. This is awful. But once you come in this room, let's get ready for it. Come in this room. You fight the boss. So one thing I was doing when I first made this level was with just the boss alone, it was a really easy time. I died. But it was a really easy time to just fight that boss and kill him with it. It was just you ran in there. As me, for example, was a frost person. Went in there, froze them, and then I just killed them. It was little to no challenge to it. But when I added the archers, I had just 2 originally. And it also just seemed like some of them they wouldn't follow the player, and they would just give up. But once that was over with, once I realized it was still not just quite hard enough. I added 2 more, and when the player first enters the room, they have a real, it's really kind of just, a surprise. That's what I wanted it to be. they do any sort of exploring in here, they will find some chests that would have helped if they were fighting the King Snow. And same on the other side. So once they kill the king, they get the key that opens this door and then teleports them to outside. And you talk to this guy again, and he tells you that it was crazy that you killed him, you couldn't believe it, and then while you were killing him, he found some cool stuff for you that you can use. So you come over here, you get your cool stuff, and that is my level. I also did the terrain thing again out here. I just personally like the way it looks better in the game, but that's just something I think I like. But those are my levels, and that's how I told story through the through gameplay. I mainly used dialogue to do it with set design. I thought it really kind of set the mood for it. But that was my 3 levels. Thank you.